All right, Ep.2, my friend.
Yeah,
How you feeling?
not too bad. Not too bad. Episode 1, the editing for it, that kind of sucked.
Yeah,
Just sucked a little bit there.
we're finding out we're just as dumb at technology as everything else.
Yeah. All right, so today's episode is going to be on diversity. Real diversity versus this forced diversity that we seem to be having these days. You know, that's being jammed down everybody's throat. It's going to be interesting. That's going to be our main topic for today. But did you have a couple of...
I do. I thought we could start the show off light here. So I found a couple articles, and they kind of relate to what we're talking about today. One is fairly amusing, and it shows like the level that we've gone to get rid of this supposed inappropriateness, hate, whatever you want to call it. That it's gone too far, and it's actually starting to work against us.
Yeah.
Okay, and actually getting rid of diversity, because this actually has to do with language. So a lady in Charleston, South Carolina, she went in to get a cake for her son that was graduating, right? So she goes and gets this cake, and on there she asked the grocery store where she had it baked to put the words Summa cum laude, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry if I not.
Summa cum laude, something like that.
Something like that. It's a Latin phrase, right?
Yeah.
So in that phrase, the word cum is actually referring to the word with, if you put it into the English language. But it's literally spelled C-U-M. Like I'm coming on your face. Cum. Right? So the fucking grocery store catches this.
Yeah.
And they think that she's being like this inappropriate person. Like some mom is putting the word cum as in semen on her son's graduation cake. Because that's what's going to happen.
Now
right?
here's my question. Was it white frosting? Was it chocolate frosting? Or marbled?
I don't know, but I heard it was salty.
Okay.
So anyways, the grocery store refused, even after this lady tried to explain to them that it's a Latin word that means with.
Yeah.
So she pre-ordered the cake. She paid $70 for this cake, showed up and got it. And what they had done is they put the 3 words, but where the word cum was, they just put 3 dashes because they refused to write the word cum. So now we're going against a language here.
Yeah.
Right? Just because some words have different meanings in other languages doesn't always mean what it means in English.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I found that funny, and I find it, again, it goes along with all this shit that's going on that's just taking things way too far.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what their worry was by writing it. Even if somebody wanted the word cum.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're giving your best friend who just lost his virginity to some girl a cake.
Congratulations for coming.
Yeah, exactly, right? C-U-M-I-N-G, right?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It comes in a box. It's not like it's out in front of in a box.
Maybe he came in a box.
No pun intended there.
Yeah.
But even though it comes in a box that you can't see the cake, so nobody's going to see this stupid thing anyways.
No. It's a personal cake.
And how are the people that are speaking Latin out there feeling about this?
Yeah.
The fact that word in our language is like that. Like, it's like everything. Like, I know, for example, we use the word fanny packs. Remember we used to have fanny packs? They were big.
Yeah.
Back 20 years ago or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
stupidest thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
Everybody had one, right? So, but in Australia, the term fanny pack means cunt. It means your vagina, right? So my mom traveled there years ago, and she went into this bar where she had left her fanny pack behind, and she was asking everybody in the bar if they had seen her fanny pack. And they were laughing, and she didn't understand why they were laughing. Well, it's because she's basically going, hey, has anybody seen my pussy anywhere? And you're kind of fingering it.
How much did you have to drink last night?
Right. So that was the one article. I thought it was kind of interesting, kind of funny.
I can just picture it now. Your mom walking in. Has anyone seen my fanny pack? No, but I'd like to.
That's right. Has anybody been touching my fanny pack?
I had so many things in it.
It was fucking packed full of shit.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck. Yeah. So So that was the one article. Another one, this is wild, okay? Like, and I'm not bringing this article up to make fun of this gentleman, or doesn't even want to be referred to as gentleman anymore, wants his pronoun to be they for now,
Yeah.
but eventually wants to create the pronoun it, because he wants to be known as it. Okay, so for this show, we're going to refer to this person as an it, to respect that.
Okay.
Okay? Because that's what we do. So this 58-year-old man, okay, so we're not even talking about a child. And if anybody wants to see this, I'll give you the link to the article that I have so you can actually check this guy out and read the article, because it's actually interesting, but it's, I don't even fucking know, man. Like, again, I don't want to make fun of this guy, right, or this it, but this is the extreme, okay? So we talk a lot, or there's a lot of talk about transgenders, right? People wanting to change, like they were born male, but feel they're actually a female, so they want to change over to that, or vice versa, whatever, right? So everybody's kind of gotten used to that, and it's the way it is, and great, good for them. Like, in my eyes, I don't really care what you want to be. Like, be how you feel comfortable, be who you want to be. But this gentleman has taken it to the extreme, this it. So basically, this 58-year-old it spent $75,000 and went through 20 surgical procedures to turn himself from a man, you would think, into a woman? No, into a reptile.
Into a reptile?
Into a reptile.
Okay, first off, how the fuck do you change yourself from a human to another species?
Well, apparently with $75,000 and 20 surgeries. So basically what this guy has done, okay, you can look at the picture. I mean, to most people, they're going to say, holy crap, this is crazy. And again, good for this guy. If this is what he wants, and he's 58 years old, or it is 58 years old, have at it. But when you look at it and you see this it on the street, okay, I'm sorry, right? It looks like something out of like a Marvel movie, right? So he had horns implanted, okay? He had his tongue cut down the middle, which we see. Lots of people have done that. That's not new. It has had many teeth removed. I can't remember the exact count of teeth removed, but from this picture, it looks like pretty much all of his front teeth, leaving like these side teeth, like over here.
Yeah.
And then his middle teeth here, but nothing the rest of the way on the bottom. He also had his ears removed, so he has no ears.
Had the ears removed?
Yeah, like the lobes. So like it's flush with his fucking head.
Oh my.
Its head. Okay, like there's no ears. It had part of his nose cut off.
Okay, so just quick question on that one.
Yeah.
Does it wear sunglasses ever?
Not anymore.
Because how the fuck are you?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Just get like little eye patches or
no,
something.
literally, like looking at this picture, you couldn't. It couldn't wear glasses. There's no way. You'd have to. Well, maybe around one of the horns. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. It has like it looks like tattooed scales through its entire skin, like face, head, everything. It looks like scales everywhere. It had its genitalia, everything removed. So
not replaced.
Not replaced. It's gone. So it wants to be referred to as genderless.
Okay.
It has no gender.
But then again, aren't most reptiles have some sort of gender?
I don't know enough about reptiles.
I would imagine they do. You know, the female lizards lay the eggs and all that good stuff.
Maybe. We'd have to have an expert, I guess, on the show to let us know. So, what else? Fuck, it had so many surgeries. I read the article, and there's a lot in this article that points to, I mean, it had obviously a rough start to life. Okay,
Yeah.
like when you read the article, you can tell a lot has happened to this person. It was diagnosed with HIV/AIDS in 1997. And back at that time, that was a serious fucking issue. I mean, they didn't have the medication and pills you can get today and live a fairly normal life with AIDS, right? Like 97, I think it was still pretty much considered a death sentence, right? talks about it being abandoned as a child in the woods. So this is where the story comes from. This is why it feels like a reptile more than a human. So apparently its parents were driving through the backwoods and basically dumped it out of the car. Like just left it, abandoned it at like a young age.
Right.
In the woods. So it went to sleep in the woods, and something about meeting some snakes that it said that those are my parents. So
we're talking like full-on Jungle Book type shit.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Like I don't think it stayed in the woods for like years and years and years, but for whatever reason, it attached to snakes as being its parents, its family.
Right.
So since that young age has wanted this to happen, to develop, but apparently it took to 58 to finally go through with it, right? And I don't know where the horns come in either. Like it had 18 horns implanted.
What?
Like do some snakes have horns? Like I don't even know if like reptiles do.
No, I'm. Once again, another question for an expert on reptiles and stuff like that. That just sounds messed up. It sounds completely messed up. You know, this kid goes through a Jungle Book experience. You know,
obviously very traumatic.
Yes. You know, and then comes out and says, "Well, you know what? I'm a reptile." What?
Well, it says too here at 11, it came out as being gay.
Okay.
And secretly wanted to be a girl.
Okay.
At 11.
Yeah.
But somewhere between 11 and 58 decided that I don't even want to be a girl. I don't want to be anything. I want to be non-binary. So I don't want to be a girl. I don't want to be a boy. I just want to be basically a Ken doll. Right? Nothing there. So, I mean, like I say, listen, you know what? All the power to this person. Right? Yeah. If that's what you want at 58 years old.
Or this reptile.
This reptile, yeah, whatever they want. Like, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But all the power to them. Good for them. You know, they're 58. Obviously, you can't, you know, whatever. It's just, I guess the question is, and maybe the question that we can pose to our audience is, what do they think? Why, like, what goes on with somebody? Like, is this, you know, obviously this it was not born. Like they say transgenders are born
and
right away. No, but right away they're like, well, I was born a boy, but I feel like a girl. Like something in them feels more like a girl.
Yeah.
But where did this come from?
Yeah.
Right? Where did the feeling that I want to be a snake?
And you know what? I'm all for respecting people's decisions for what it is they want to do, what it is they want to identify. I don't necessarily agree, right, with the whole train of thought on it. I just don't, you know. I've talked to different people in the psychological community, you know, about it, and you know, as I said, I don't personally agree. But I'm not about to be like, okay, fine, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, if that's what they want to do, whatever. You know, I'll respect it.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, the boy to the girl or the girl to the boy, you know, I get it. You know, whatever. You know, or just you know what, I don't want to identify as either boy or girl. Okay, fair enough. You know. And I'm sure we're going to get into this on a later episode and stuff like this and delve into it just a little bit more to try to figure this out. But to not just say I'm neither boy nor girl, but I'm a different fucking species.
Yeah. And
like,
I mean,
you can't tell me that there isn't some type of psychological issue going on there. You know, there's got to be something. It's not, you know, well, you know what? I didn't feel like walking for a bunch of years. I just rather, you know, kind of slither around on the ground. So I believe I'm a lizard. What?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, this had 20 surgeries.
Yeah.
So that means at least three or four different surgeons. because
Yeah.
not all of them would be like, it wouldn't be one surgeon doing all the different surgeries.
No.
So that means however many surgeons were involved, it had that meeting with those surgeons to say, okay, listen, this is the plan.
Yeah. And at what point
Like-
does the surgeon go and say, you know, have you maybe talked to somebody about this?
Yeah.
You know, and you know, like there's got to be something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it. You know, hey, you know what? You want to spend your money and do different things to yourself. You know, like we both got fucking tattoos, right?
Yep.
You know, so you know, just that in itself. You know, we've gone and modified ourselves.
Yep.
You got people with those, you know, the earrings, but then you got the guys and girls with the big hoop earrings, right? Like
the ones that open up the skin,
yeah,
like
the low.
yeah.
Not for me, but I got friends that, you know, have that done or have had it done. You know, I know some people have had it reversed, and apparently that really sucked.
How do you do that? How do you
From what
reverse that shit?
from
Like
what I
when they're really
understand
big.
is they kind of cut it back open a little bit and then sew it together. You know,
Yeah, but you
something
still
like
have
that.
to have a massive fucking lobe hanging.
Well, apparently it's, you know, kind of getting, you know, like almost like a reduction. You know, sometimes depending on how big it is, there's going to be an issue. It might
Hey,
look
what
like
do you
somebody
think-
took a bite
what do
out
you
of it.
think of my ear reduction?
Yeah,
How do they look now?
yeah.
They're much more symmetrical.
But to get into this, you know, and I think that's partly where I am on the transgender issue, right? Where people are going and actually modifying their entire body, right, to make it look more like what they identify as. And to me, I don't get it. You know, I don't get that. You know, might seem like I'm a bit of a hypocrite with, you know, having my body modified with my tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy with my junk. You know, my wife might not be as happy as, you know, I'd hope, but I'm happy with it. Okay, but you know, it's I just can't imagine. You know, I can't imagine doing that, and to go to this extent, to go not just from male to female, but to, as you said, like a Ken doll. There's nothing down there,
Mm-hmm.
which I find weird. There's got to be some kind of opening. You got to get rid of the fluids, you know. But I don't know. Maybe we can get this person on and go, hey, can we check out your junk? You know, I don't know.
But what does a snake piss out of?
Yeah, just
Like, I don't know.
Well, they have their own appendages.
But does it all come out of the same hole on snakes?
Well, basically, yeah.
Okay,
I'd
so
imagine.
maybe he pisses out its ass.
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can rewire things right down there.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I don't even think it has to do. I don't need to understand it. I
No.
don't think anybody needs to understand it. I mean, you know, I'm okay with it. Like it's not this story bothers me. I'm not thinking like this. It is a whatever.
Yeah.
You want to put in there. It's just, to me, like when you go to that extreme, like what is going on?
Yeah.
Like I can even kind of understand, even though I've never experienced, I can understand, you know, I was born a guy, but I feel more like a girl, or I was born a girl, but I feel more like a guy, like back, you know, and they're going to say that's not what it's all about. But we all had the girlfriends that were more like boys. We called them tomboys. We had the guys that preferred to play skip rope with the girls at recess, things like that. So, I mean, that's been around a long time. I know that transgender is a lot more than that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's all it is.
No.
But I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to be referred to as, whatever you want to be in life, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you smile, have at it, right? But I just don't understand, and maybe there's not in this story, and it's there that, you know, the surgeons had this person go through multiple psychological tests and different things to make sure that, you know, they weren't, you know, not in their right mind or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know, diversity, right?
Yeah.
You got to accept a lot of different people, and that's
Yeah.
what makes this world exciting. And here's that's going to make this world just a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit more interesting, we'll say.
I mean, if anything from an animal that I'd want, would be a horse dick.
Oh,
you could like surgically put. There was in the news. There was the ex-vet in the States. Did you see that story where he had his junk blown off in, I can't remember if it was Afghanistan or Iraq,
Yeah.
which war it was, but he had his junk blown off. Well, last week they successfully implanted a somebody who died, like put their junk on this guy, and it's fully functional.
Yeah.
Like he can have sex with it, he can pee out of it, he can come out of it, everything. It's completely his own penis now. They transplanted it onto him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So maybe they can do that with horse dicks
Yeah.
at some point.
Maybe then I might get touched a bit more.
Maybe. Or maybe scare everybody away too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, check out my new party trick.
You ain't fucking sticking that near me. So, okay. So I just wanted to bring those up. I thought they were interesting. And I mean, I think the biggest thing we've learned is that if you're in Charleston, SC, they do not come on your cakes for you.
No.
They refuse to come on your cakes.
Yeah. Doesn't matter whether it's vanilla or chocolate. They're not going to come on
They're
it.
not going to come on it.
All right. Well, moving on to our main topic for today, diversity. Real diversity versus this forced diversity that seems to be being jammed down everybody's throats these days, right? Right now, you have in today's society, people are going, oh, no, we need to go and, you need to stop thinking like this. You need to stop thinking like that. You need to think more like this. You need to think more like that so that we can have better diversity. That makes no fucking sense. No sense at all. Because what diversity is, it means understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. These can be along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, social economic status, age, physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, or other ideologies. So just because somebody thinks a certain way doesn't mean it's wrong. It's what they think. It's what they believe. All right. And to tell someone they're not allowed to think like that is wrong. It should not be allowed. People should be allowed to think what they want to think, believe what they want to believe. All right. And as I said, the problem right now today is everyone's going saying, no, you're not allowed to think like that. You need to understand and respect these people. I agree. There needs to be a certain amount of respect shown to different people. But by telling people that they're not allowed to believe certain things, that's wrong. It's incorrect. You shouldn't be doing that.
Well, no, I mean, you go back to you talking about respect. To say, in order to be a respectful person or for people to respect you, you have to think this way and respect people in this area.
Yeah.
So you're saying if I don't, you won't respect me, but you're saying I have to respect people in order to have diversity.
Yes.
Right?
A great example of this, and I know there's going to be a lot of people pissed off with this example, but down in the States, there was a bakery that were owned by Christians. Okay. These Christians, they do not believe in the whole LGBT community. They do not believe that, a man should sleep with a man, a woman should sleep with a woman. A gay couple went in there to go and get a cake. And the Christian bakers said, sorry, no, we don't do gay weddings. Well, there was a massive uproar going and saying, no. They need to be respecting those people and their wishes, and they should be able to go and bake the cake for them. That's homophobic. That's, whatever else, they should go and toe the line and fall in and just, bake this cake for this gay couple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But here's the other side of the story. Those people are now infringing on the baker's beliefs, right? Just because you have the LGBT community who, believes, that they have a right. We'll just say it that way. They want these Christians to go and change their beliefs to suit the LGBT community's beliefs. But the bakers weren't saying, no, you need to change your beliefs. They're just saying, sorry, no, we don't bake cakes for gay weddings. We don't do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? If I was to walk into um, a Muslim-owned uh, butcher shop, right? I go walk into there, and I'm like, yeah, hook me up with some of that back bacon. They're going to tell me, sorry, we don't do bacon, we don't do pork products here. So who am I to go and start yelling and screaming, demanding that no, you're a butcher, you should be supplying pork products. I want pork products.
Yeah, damn be your beliefs. Who cares?
No, because now I'm infringing on their beliefs, right?
Mm.
They don't butcher any pork or anything like that because of their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. However much I think it might be wrong or right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like, to be in the year 2019 and to still have issue with like the LGBT community,
Mhm.
to like have an issue with a gay couple or whatever, to me, like, I don't get it. Like, why? Like, let's get past it. Can we just fucking finally get past this? Like, who gives a fuck what people do in their private, personal life, right? I've known many gay people, and I have absolutely, they're happy.
Yeah.
They're happy as shit. They're enjoying life.
Yeah.
On their terms.
Yeah.
Right? So why at this point are we still there? So that's one thing. So I look at this bakery and I look at it's probably an older fucking couple.
Yeah.
And they're probably still much of that mindset because most churches now, I mean, they have LGBT being like the actual like reverend or whatever the church. I'm not caught up on the church terms, but they lead the churches, right?
Yeah.
So even most of the churches have gotten past it and been like, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, who cares if they're gay? Let them, if they believe in God and want to show love to people and bring them closer to getting into heaven, then let's do it, right?
Yeah.
So, but this, I'm assuming older couple, and I could be fucking completely wrong about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of pathetic, but at the same time, you're right. If that's their belief, for whatever reason, it's still their belief.
Yeah.
Is it right? Maybe not. But who are we to tell them that they can't believe that? So if I'm from the LGBT community or somebody that feels strongly that I need to stick up for the LGBT community, then I'm going to boycott that bakery.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, well, why the fuck would I want a cake there anyways? If I'm this couple that wants a wedding and wants this cake and they've been told, fuck off, basically, because you're gay, right? And we're not going to work with you. Why do I want anything to do with that bakery anymore?
No. Go down the street to the other bakery that will bake you a cake.
Right.
And that's the whole thing.
I'm likely to like kiss my boyfriend in front of him just to really piss him off and leave.
Yeah. Okay. So, and that's what I'm kind of saying, right? Like, yes, it might be, in today's day and age, not necessarily status quo to go against what the LGBT community believes, right? Or just to be against the LGBT community. But at the same time, this couple's, like the bakery, this is their part of their religion, their beliefs. And just because people don't agree with it, doesn't mean that those people have changed, right? There's many things, having been to the Middle East many, many times, there's many things about that culture that I do not agree with.
Right.
I'm not about to tell them you need to fucking change it.
Mm-hmm.
Would I like them to change it? You better believe I would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if I was to go and do that, well, then now I'm some other kind of phobic, right? That I can't think of the word right now. But what's the difference?
But you're not shitting on the whole country. You're just shitting on a few of the ideas, or not even shitting, but disagreeing with some of the ideas.
Exactly. And just like, but that's the thing, right? If I go and I put up a big fuss, saying that it's, the one thing in the one religion is absolutely wrong, that needs to change, blah, 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 well, then I'm labeled as a bad person. But it's all right for the LGBT community to go and yell and scream at these Christian bakers for not baking a cake because it's part of their religion. All right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People need to understand, right, that there are the differences. Okay? Um, the gay couple that wanted the wedding cake, they could have gone, oh, okay, shit, I was kind of hoping to get one of your cakes because I love your cakes, but all right, fine. If that's the way you are, go down the fucking street, get a cake from a different bakery.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But to try to make a business change their position and their beliefs because of your beliefs.
Yeah, and I mean, it's too bad because the circumstance that bakery's put themselves in. And again, like, I am not, and I know you're not agreeing with this couple for refusing to serve the LGBT. So please, people out there, don't be like, fucking people, they're against gay. No. We disagree with the fact they didn't serve.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is say, look at the other side of it. People have other opinions, other beliefs, other things that we disagree with or may disagree with, but it's still theirs to have.
Yeah.
It's wrong for us to force people into, like, let's say this old couple truly fucking believes, for whatever reason, something going in their brain, they're brainwashed from 50 years of going to the same church, that, if you do any type of interaction with a gay person, then you're going to go to hell. So say they truly believe that if they bake a fucking cake for this gay couple, that they're both going to be sent to hell for eternity for doing that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, try in some way to put yourself in that person's shoes or look into why.
Yeah.
Why are they acting like this? And then at the end of the day, if you don't fucking agree with them, if you don't like them, just take your business elsewhere.
Exactly.
Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened just saying, fine, fuck you, like, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah. Let those people have their thing. And as you said, I don't necessarily agree with that bakery not baking them a cake, but I also don't agree with the backlash that they got for it. Right? They have their rights, they have their beliefs, their opinions. They're allowed to have them, just like the LGBT community in this situation have their rights, their beliefs. Everybody's rights and beliefs should be fucking respected.
Yeah, unless those rights are hurting people.
Exactly.
And again, I go back to what I know I've said before, and you're going to hear from me again and again, and I'm not talking about hurting fucking feelings.
No.
Right? If you're getting your fucking, your ego bruised or you're fucking whatever, and you're feeling sad and down about something somebody said, welcome to the fucking world. Get over it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about, unless somebody is actually hurting you in a physical way or like financial way or whatever, just fucking leave it, let it go.
Yeah. And, the big thing is too, with diversity, it as I said before, it's, where is it? Understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. All right. There's that component of it. Understanding that everybody is different. Everybody's going to have different things. But what we need to stop doing is focusing on those differences. Because if we keep focusing on these fucking differences, how are we going to work together? Okay? We need to actually start looking at what we have in common. That's the big thing. That's going to be diversity. All right? The way I see diversity is you see things a certain way. You believe certain things. I see things a certain way. I believe certain things. I don't have to fucking agree with you. You don't have to fucking agree with me. But at the end of the day, we're going to get together and we're going to get a specific job done. Why? Because there's certain things that we have in common that work well together. And sometimes it's those differences that are going to be able to work together to get things done. As we were saying off camera earlier, you're a much taller person than me, right? So if we're both working at a grocery store, and there was stuff that needed to be fixed on the top shelf, it'd be great if you were there to help me out. Just like it'd be great if I was there to help you out with some of the stuff on the lower shelves, because it saves you from having to bend over, hurt your back, and saves me from having to try to climb up a friggin' ladder to get something,
Yeah.
You know?
And I like what you say about the fact, paying attention to the differences, because we're not even paying attention to the differences individually. People are putting people into groups and
Mhm.
saying this is a group,
Yes.
right? So you, by doing that, are creating a culture of like groups being the exact same, which
Yes.
is what we're trying to get out of. So, because you're saying everybody has to be like this to respect the LGBT community.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be like this to respect the black community. Everybody has to be like this to respect the Muslims,
Yeah.
right? But when you do that, you're painting all of them with the same brush
Yeah.
in every one of those groups. So you're saying that all the LGBT are the same.
Yes.
No, they're not. They're not the same fucking people,
No.
right? You're saying that all Muslims are the same. No, they're not. They're all individuals. So to be truly diverse is what I think you're trying to say is we
Yeah.
need to like just explode those groups into
Yes.
individuals and look at every single person as being one individual. And this is the type of person you are. This is the sense of humor you have. This is what you like being called. This is what you don't like being called. You couldn't give a shit less about this, but you care about this.
Yeah.
Everybody is fucking different, right?
Exactly. And that's absolutely huge there, right? Because as you said, people are going and they're trying to make diversity out of putting people into groups. Hold on a second. You're actually segregating these different groups. No. This is the way the whole. If you're part of the LGBT community, if you're part of the black community, if you're a part of the white community, if you're a part of the I don't know some other bullshit community, right? This is the way you are. You are labeled this way. This is how it is. But you said it exactly right. Let's look at the fucking individuals, right? Stop segregating these little groups and saying you need to respect this group. No, I don't have to respect that group. I will respect the individuals in that group.
Well, not even that you
You
have
know?
to respect that group.
No.
Like, yeah, it's that they're forcing people to be respected as one
Yes.
of a group of a massive group that looks at shit differently.
Yeah.
Like I have friends in the LGBT community that I can make jokes with,
Yeah.
and they think it's funny,
Oh yeah.
right? And they'll laugh about it, and then they'll joke back with me about how the hell could you stand like going down on a girl, whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
and we'll laugh back and forth. And then there's others that I know professionally that I know like I could not make those jokes with.
No.
So again, it's looking at the individual, right? And if I was in one of those communities, it's like us being white, straight, and whatever, we're kind of looked at in a different way when we talk about things.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have to be so fucking careful how we say things. And I know there's people watching this right now going,
when are they going to say that
they're
one
fucking,
thing so we can call them what they
sexist
are?
or racist or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Too fucking bad. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love
No.
people.
Yeah.
I hate assholes.
Exactly.
I don't care where you come from. If you're an asshole, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't care you're gay, straight, black, white, fucking whatever. I don't care. Right? I don't care if you have fins and swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
Right?
You treat
If
me
you're a
nice,
good
I'm going to treat you
person,
nice.
if you're a good person, I'm going to treat you. If you treat me with respect, I'm going to treat you with respect.
Yeah.
Right? If you're an asshole, you're a fucking asshole. And guess what, people? Those groups, all of them have fucking assholes in them.
They do. And that's the thing. Like as I mentioned before, I started going to school to get my diploma in public relations. Okay. I thought I was going to get kicked the fuck out of school in my second week. All right. Because public relations, it's a career that is dominated by women. I don't give a shit. Okay. Congratulations. And on our second week, we were going through the history of public relations. We were talking about it. And the one question that came up was, how do you feel about the disproportionate numbers between males and females in the PR industry? Do you believe there is an equality issue? And I'm sitting there going, are you fucking kidding me? Like you got, and now here it is, as a white male in this class, right, going into an industry that is dominated by women, trying to find a way to answer this question, you know, without pissing off a whole bunch of people, right? And I took the stand as I really don't care who you are, what you do, who you sleep with, what your religion is, who you pray to. I want to know, are you the right person for the job? That is it. That is all. The reason there's more women in public relations is because more women went that route. It's that fucking simple.
Well, it's that simple, and the problem is that they keep, I looked up some statistics about that actually. So I find it interesting because there's two breakdowns, right? They call the one STEM, I guess, which is your science, tech, engineering, and math.
Yeah.
Okay, in the higher education realm, that's dominated by men, or has been most of the generations or whatever the fuck, right? So, but now it's starting to gain with women.
Yeah.
So now the women are about at 44% of those.
Yeah.
That path of education. Then the other one is the BHASE, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is your business, humanities, health, arts, social science, and education.
Yeah.
Those, like PR, have been dominated by women.
Yeah.
Right? In history, it's women, that's where they go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's starting to fluctuate back and forth where more women are getting in there, and there's still all this noise about the fact that it's not 50-50.
Yes.
Or, maybe for a while it should be 60% women, 40% men, just so women can catch up in that. I want to ask this, and if people out there have an answer to this, please answer me, because I don't have an answer, so maybe I'm talking out of my ass right now. Who's stopping the women from taking those programs?
Yeah.
Who out there in the universities are saying, listen, we can only have 40 to 44% women in this course. So once we hit that mark, we have to stop letting women in and bring just men.
Yes.
Like, who's making that decision? Or is it the fact that fucking women prefer to be in the other alternative route?
Exactly.
Which are still fucking careers. They're still good jobs. Mm-hmm. Like, we need them. Like, why is this a bad thing? Who came across and said, oh, there's too many fucking men taking science?
Yeah.
We have too many mathematicians that are fucking men.
Yeah.
But we need more women to equal this out. Why? Yeah. Why do we need more women to equal this out? Because it's not that the women are being told they can't do it.
Yeah. Well, maybe in the past.
In the past.
But
absolutely, in the past. Not now.
Nobody gives a fuck what you go for.
No.
Right? Like, let's look at doctors and nurses. Okay? Back in the day, it was women were the nurses, doctors were the men. I have many doctors that I have seen, all women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing more and more male nurses nowadays. I got a good buddy of mine who is a male nurse. All right. So here's my buddy who's a male nurse. Here's myself going into an industry that is dominated by women. Right. But then we're still bringing up, questions like I said that I had. How do you feel do you feel there's an inequality with, between males and females in the industry? No. It's the best person for the job. It really is. And I had one of my fellow students end up coming back and basically saying, no, you're missing out on the whole thing. We need to be creating opportunity for women and minorities to seek, or to get into these positions. Stop it. Everybody has a fucking opportunity to do whatever the fuck they want, especially in today's day and age. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's saying, oh, well, wait a second, you're this, so no, you can't. Oh, you're this, no, you can't. Now, where people will tell you, sorry, no, you can't, all right, is if the job specifically calls out for a 6'5" male. Why? Because they're looking for 6'5" male models, right? So a 4 foot tall male, sorry, you're not being able to do it. a 4 foot tall female, a 6'5" female, sorry, you can't have the job because you're a woman or you're shorter. Okay, it comes down to actual qualifications for the job. That's what's coming down to now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I had to think about what this other student said, and about creating opportunities. And I'm like, the if that was the case, right, that we need to create more opportunities for women and minorities to seek these positions with nursing, public relations, and that other field that you were talking about there. If that was really the case, then shouldn't we be creating more opportunities for men to be getting into these female dominated industries?
Mm-hmm.
It only makes sense. But what I was getting out of what she was saying was she was wanting quotas. And quotas are fucking wrong. I understand that in the past, right? For example, you had the different police forces. Okay, the police force, it was no, it's the good old boys club, or even some of the other businesses, it was the good old boys club. Nope, we're going to hire our white male buddies that we like, right? And that was it, right? Because there was a lot more racism back in the day. People wanted
And sexism.
Yeah, and sexism, and they wanted their guys in, right? Well, then there's enough. Whoa, stop. You need to be making sure that you're actually being a little bit diverse here. Okay. But then that's where people started going, nope, now we need to segregate all these different groups so that we can make sure we are getting a person from here, a person from here, a person from here, and a person from here. Because we need to make the company photo look like a big fucking rainbow is what we need to do, right? Because of all the different colors, genders, and everything. Okay. And I get it. I get that portion of doing that. There's no need for fucking quotas anymore. There really isn't. Because quotas do not create diversity. Quotas create division. All right. I tried to go to become a police officer. I won't say for which specific organization. And the problem that I ran into is there would be all these little briefings going on saying, hey, come out, spend a weekend with us. We're going to go and we're going to talk to you about policing. We're going to tell you everything that you need to know. So it's a big information session so that you can decide whether or not you are actually going to become a police officer. And I'm like, fantastic. So I went and I applied for this program. And they're like, oh, so which reserve are you from? I'm like, which reserve? I'm sorry, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, which native reserve are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm not from a native reserve. Well, are you Aboriginal? And I'm like, no, I'm a white dude. And they're like, yeah, sorry, this training is not for you. I'm sorry, I thought you were putting on this thing to explain to people how to become police officers, what the life of a police officer is. Yes, we are. Well, that's information I'd like because I'm wanting to become a police officer. They're like, well, sorry, you're white. Okay, but that's the thing. There's so many companies that are working on the whole quota system. It's fucking garbage. You find the best person for the job. When I was in the military, I wanted a good soldier. I didn't care if that soldier was white, black, yellow, purple, green. I didn't give a fuck what color they were. I didn't care who they slept with on the fucking weekend. I didn't care, if they were male or female. Okay. I needed a soldier. I needed someone that if I get my ass shot out there, they're going to be able to drag my body back to cover. That's what I need, But there's so much focus on, well, you don't have enough of these people. You don't have enough of these people. Who are these people? Stop these people. Let's go with who's fucking qualified to do the job. Okay? Because let's go back to the PR industry. Okay, if we need to put a quota in because it's predominated by females right now, if we put a quota in to say, well, you know what, you're a little shy on the male side there, and so we put a quota in that we need to hire X number of males. How many people, especially the women, would be in an absolute uproar? How fair would it be for me to get a job in the PR industry over a female that was much more fucking qualified than me? But because they needed a male, and that's what they were looking for, were males, I got the job over this female. It would not be right. It would not be right at all. I as I said, quotas don't create diversity. Quotas create division. We need to get away from that. We need to get away from grouping all of these organizations or these identity groups as groups. Let's stop that. Let's talk about the individuals. Hey, that person's a nice person. That other person, they're a fucking asshole. Let's work with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I think, when it comes to looking at true diversity, we talk about true diversity, not forced diversity. It's, like you say, it's like looking at each person as an individual. I mean, if we were truly gotten rid of racism and, bigotry and sexism and all this stuff, then we wouldn't be looking at anybody as anything other than human.
Yes.
Right?
Well, maybe now reptilian.
Right. Yes. There's the odd one that might be a little bit different, but at the same time, like, that is true diversity. And I get, shit happened in history.
Yeah.
And it's horrific. It's awful. The shit that happened to some of the cultures and some of the people. And I agree that change needed to come in order for them to have good lives, in order to strive, in order to succeed, right? And I think when I really truly think about it, I think the only now real shot to whether you're going to be successful or not, or whether you're going to have to work harder or have a harder time being successful or getting a career that you want, is where you're raised. I don't think it has necessarily as much anymore to do with your gender or your sexual preference or your ethnicity, race, whatever. I think it has more to do if you grow up poor or in a home that you don't have good parents and you're not loved, or all these things that people have to battle through. That's what makes it fucking hard. And there's
the personal struggles.
But again, that's individual. I mean, being poor and being abused growing up spans across all races.
Yeah.
Right? So, and some are able to fight out of it and some aren't. Let's look at maybe if we truly want to give everybody the same chance at life, the same chance at success, I look at leveling the playing field that way. I look at it with free education.
Yes.
Get rid of this fucking paid bullshit education that nobody can afford, right? Except for your rich people, right? Work on our school system, like our high school and elementary school levels. Make them better.
Yeah.
Make it work better for kids. Make it work better for those kids that are struggling with ADHD and struggling, with all these learning disabilities that they can't get through, and they end up giving up. And, it is getting better, but it's not there yet.
No.
It's not to the point where these kids you can't honestly say that these kids have the same chance as the other kids that aren't struggling with those things. The kids that struggle because they don't have the money for breakfast or lunch. So they're starving at school all day long. The kids that have severe ADHD or some other, dyslexia or whatever the learning disability is, where they're fucking struggling to get through and they just can't do it. Those are the ones that are in a challenge right now. That's where, you want to level the playing field. Let's look at fixing our educational system. Let's look at free education for everybody. Let's look at fucking healthcare.
Yeah.
let's make sure that people are getting the same level of health care and the same treatments and the same help in that way. Let's look at what was the other, so there's healthcare, there's that, and what's the other fucking one I'm thinking about that we have to look at?
That's a good question.
There's one other.
'Cause unfortunately, I'm not thinking
No.
on your same lines right now.
Proof. But anyways, you want true diversity, you really need to look at the individual and the needs of the individual on how to help them along to become successful and happy in their life.
Yeah. And let's stop, let's stop labeling people altogether. Well, I'm a part of this group, so you need to respect me because I'm part of this group. No, I don't need to fucking respect you because you belong to a group. I don't give a fuck. All right? I will respect you as a human being. I will respect you as a person, provided that you're showing respect as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's going to come down to. And as I said before, real diversity is understanding we're all fucking different in some fucking way, but still coming together to get the fucking job done.
Exactly.
That's going to be real diversity. Building on the strengths of our differences, building on the strengths of what we actually have in common. That's going to be fucking diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Not this shit of, nope, change your mind, think this fucking way. Right? We have leaders right now, that are like, no, you need to think this way or else you're like this. Well, you're a little fucking stupid because you're calling for diversity. But then you're telling me I can't think that way. These people can't think that way. There's too many facets to everything that's going on. So as I said, let's stop with the fucking, you think different than me, I can't talk to you. I think that's what this whole podcast is really about, is let's find those differences. Let's find what's in common. And let's work the fuck together.
Yep. And let's learn from each other.
Yes.
To make us stronger. And, exactly.
Yeah.
Let everybody have their own opinions.
Yeah.
You can like them, you can not like them, but as long as it's not affecting your life directly, let it go.
Yeah.
Right? As long as it's not fucking you over,
mm-hmm.
let that person have their opinion.
Perfect.
Like it or don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, like it or don't like it, motherfuckers. That's the talk for today. If you have any comments other than you're an asshole, please let us know. If you have answers to some of the questions that came up today, hey, let us know. Let us know your opinion. If it's half intelligent, we might even share it during one of our podcasts and look at it deeper. We are always open to everything because me and Greg, we're just trying to learn as we go here.
See y'all next time.
See ya.